I needed a break from grinding all the time, playing football, working out, coaching, so I decided to use my birthday as an opportunity to take a small trip over to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Now, even though I did spend a couple days in St. Vincent, going to Mustique was one of the best experiences that I've had in a long time. Mustique, for those who don't know, is a private island in the Grenadines. Now, to put this into perspective, as a private island, unless you have very specific business there or someone who can really facilitate you coming to the island, it's hard to impossible to actually get to the island. This was actually not my first time going to Mustique. I went once when I was in university, but this is the first time going back when I really have an appreciation for what it's like to adult and to try to take care of yourself in the real world. One thing that always strikes me about this island is how well kept and how quiet everything is. Even though there's multiple $1 million properties on this island, when you're driving along the streets, everything is so shaded, everything is so quiet. You don't ever really even get a chance to see the properties just because of the way how everything is built. And it just shows me a lot about the things that rich people really value. They value high quality, they value space, they value privacy, and they're more than willing to pay to have these luxuries. Now, I think that it's always a good idea to expose yourself to rich experiences. I had a mentor once that encouraged me whenever I got the chance to go to whatever would be some of the most prestigious stores in your country or your city and just have a look around, see what are valuable items, try on valuable things like watches and clothes, and just get a feel for what it would be like to experience these rich high-end products. And so an experience like going to Mustique and really getting a sense of how some of the richest people in the world are living their day-to-day lives. Refreshing and abundant are two of the words that really come to mind. Now, as for being on Mustique itself, guys, it's a pretty small island, so you can have a look at it in really one day. I took a drive right around the island and we spent some time on various beaches, just having fun, doing a little bit of snorkeling. And honestly, as I mentioned, I was just trying to stay as far away from my laptop as possible because I needed some time to rest and recharge. As for the prices of things on Mustique, everything was extremely expensive except for the food. And it wasn't even really that the food was not expensive. It's just that in Barbados, the price of food and eating out is so expensive that going to Mustique, it made it seem reasonable. So it really put in perspective for me the level of expenses which you have in Barbados if you choose to eat out on a regular basis. It's really the cost of living of potentially even living on a private island. And one thing I want to make very clear, guys, is that I don't make this video to brag or boast. I just make it to really show you that most things in life are more accessible than you would think. Now, some people might think if you want to go to Mustique, you need to work your whole career, you need to, out-earn everyone around you and potentially start a business or something. And then you can finally buy a property and experience what it's like to live on a private island. Or you can set the intention to visit a private island and figure out what are the things that you can do, who are the people you need to connect with, and what are the actions that you need to take to just make this dream a reality. So all in all, the biggest takeaway that I would like anyone to get from this is to just decide what it is that you want and figure out how to make it happen. And along with that piece of advice, I wanted to share 3 things that have been living absolutely rent-free in my mind. Yeah, guys, so as you can see, I'm on the beautiful island of Mustique. Over there, that is actually Petite Mustique. And Mustique is a private island, but one of the only reasons why I'm actually allowed to be here is because I have family here that I'm so grateful that they gave me the opportunity to have these kind of experiences. I'm actually here celebrating my 27th birthday. And as I come up to my birthday, I've been reflecting on quite a few things, thinking about some of the different things that would have been happening since I left college specifically. And some of the greater lessons I had, I just wanted to share really quickly with you guys to see, if you relate and to really just spark conversation. So looking forward to hearing your guys' thoughts in the comments. The first point is, no one is coming to save you. You have to save yourself. And I know this comes off as a little bit morbid, but it really comes from me being in a sporting background where a lot of things are done for you. You don't actually realize how many things people are doing for you when you are an athlete to make sure that, you can perform at your highest level and that type of stuff. So moving away from that, it really showed me how much responsibility is needed just to be a normal average person, And I think that when you are in, let's call it a position of privilege, you can forget how many things actually need to go into pushing you forward and to creating environments for you to succeed. So the first one that I always like to remind myself is that, no one's coming to save you. gotta save yourself. The second point is people want to see you do well, but they don't want to see you do better than themselves. Now, this is something that you see a lot when you start venturing away, for instance, from school, and you start going on your own paths and you start really trying to cultivate a life for your own. A lot of people around you will actually have resistance to you becoming the best version of yourself, the version of yourself that you see for yourself. And one part of that is, yes, they care about you. They don't actually want to see you go astray, but there's still that little bit of them deep within themselves that believes that if you were to succeed at whatever your ambitious goals are, then you could actually become more successful, more happy, and have more resources than they do. The thing you'll see whenever you begin a new endeavor is that some people will be supportive, some people won't. And it doesn't matter whether they support you or not, it still comes from that root place of they do want to see you do well inherently. It's just they necessarily don't want to see you do better than themselves. Point number 3, never outshine the master. Now, this is actually the first rule in the 48 Laws of Power. Now, if you haven't read that book, I highly recommend that you do. And basically what it's talking about is the fact that whenever you're in a place where you are under someone of superiority, you want to play down your abilities, play down your achievements in more of a respect than anything else. For the mere fact that you don't want this person to get to the point where they feel as if you're challenging them for authority and you're challenging them for spotlight. The reason being is because as soon as they realize that, they might stop providing you with opportunities, they might stop providing you with resources for you to continue your growth. So you want to shine as much as you can, take on as much mentorship as you can, but never outshine the master. I actually came up with 27 points that really resonate with me. Of course, in life, the things that you look for are always manifesting a little bit more. And as I approach 27 years of life, I've been seeing a lot more things around the year 27. For instance, Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison, and there were a lot of actually famous people who passed away at the age of 27. There's even a 27 club, they call it, for all of these celebrities who died at the age of 27. Some coming to mind are Basquiat, Amy Winehouse, Jimi Hendrix, etc., etc. So I thought it could be timely to just put together this list because I'm always taking in these pieces of value from a lot of different people and I keep them written down. So these are the 27 that I think have the most value and the most pertinence to someone who is, younger and looking to really find the best version of themselves. So if you're interested in checking out all 27, please check it out in the description below. It's in my newsletter. And now it's time for me to go enjoy the beach. So wish me happy birthday as well. Later. If you're still watching till this point in the video, you're a real one. Shout out yourself. Guys, I can't stress enough. It's been about a week since I've been back in Barbados, and I 10 out of 10 recommend, if you have the opportunity, especially if you're a creative type or just anyone really, change up the scenery, get out for a long weekend, go somewhere far away, just rest, recharge, change up the vibe, do it with beautiful people. I'm telling you, I came back to work on Monday morning and I felt like if I was off for, 3-4 weeks, a month, I came back with so much enthusiasm and just so much appreciation for the work that I get to do and, the life that I get to enjoy and the people I get to enjoy it with, that type of stuff. So a very abundant feeling after that trip. I'm about to go, you can see this ball right here, I'm about to go coach a session now this afternoon. But another thing coming up to and beyond my 27th birthday, guys, for those of you who've been following me for a while, you will know that I've been on the internet for a little bit now and I've been, creating content. It's something that I very much love to do just as a creative outlet. Is not even necessarily something which I, feel like I'm forced to do anymore. It's something that I feel like is a privilege that I get to share these moments with you guys, and building community is something which is very top of mind for me. So if you haven't yet, highly encourage you to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know down in the comments what do you think about these videos and what are some other videos that you think you would enjoy watching. So until I see you in the next one, take care, be good, and peace.